Okay, you're seeing here some words that are good to know. The first one is prey. That's an animal hunted by other animals. And the next word is predators. Predators are animals that hunt and kill other animals. If you were, for instance, a tiger. Hardy is a word that means able to survive in tough conditions. Like something that's adapted to the Arctic has to be a hardy thing. And another word, to coexist, means to live together peacefully. Yes, indeed. So you can coexist, your dog can coexist with your cat. Well, as you can see, we are looking now at a map of the world, and if you look for the yellow part, that is the part of Africa that is called East Africa. It's the East African savanna habitat. And if you look up top, you'll see all the white. That's the Arctic habitat up there.
Rattenborough, your intrepid adventurer here, to show you a little something different. We've been talking about habitats, the places where plants and animals live, and we've spent time in 3 of the most extreme habitats in the world: the freezing Arctic tundra, the Arctic Ocean, and the scorching Sonoran Desert. Now I've come to a habitat that should be of great interest to you. Some of the most famous animals in the world live here. Welcome to the East African savanna. Savanna is another name for grassland, a wide-open, vast stretch of grass-covered land. You know you're in grassland when there's a lot of grass around you, but not many trees or bushes. The East African savanna has very warm weather all year round. However, it has only 2 seasons, the rainy summer and the dry winter. The plants and animals that live here have had to adapt to these 2 very different kinds of weather in the summer and winter. Luckily, I brought my umbrella just in case it starts to pour. Boy, I can hardly see a thing in all this grass. There's so much of it. As the name grassland suggests, grass is the most important plant growing in the savannas. The grasses are very hardy, which means they can survive the tough conditions of their habitat, long spells of dry, hot weather, as well as heavy rainfall and flooding. The grass has adapted to these conditions by growing very deep roots. Even if the grass above ground is destroyed, the roots underground survive and the grass can grow back. This grass grows very quickly, as much as 1 inch per day. Ask someone at home how big an inch is. The grass in your backyard might take a whole week to grow an inch. Yikes, I'm surrounded by hooves. That's because grass is food for many of the larger animals like elephants, zebras, gazelles, and antelope. They chew on grass all day long. I don't think grass is all that tasty, to tell the truth, but these animals depend on the nutrients in the grass to survive. It's all they need to eat. It would seem that because so many animals eat the grass in the savanna every day, there wouldn't be very much grass left after a while. But remember, this grass grows back very quickly, so there's usually plenty for the different herbivores, like zebras and antelopes, to eat. Grass is not the only important source of food in the savanna. Many animals get their meals from the acacia tree. Giraffes, with their long necks and tongues, are able to eat twigs and leaves from the top of the acacia. Not only are giraffes' tongues long, they are also very tough. It is a good thing, too, because the twigs of the acacia tree are covered with sharp thorns that the giraffes eat along with the twigs and leaves. Yuck! Elephants eat grass, and they like acacias, too. They rest in the acacia's shade and eat the acacia leaves, branches, and seeds. They even like to strip off the bark and chew on it. I think this acacia tree might be great to climb and get a better look at the savanna. But don't forget, it's covered in prickly thorns. Ouch! Ouch! Acacias have adapted well to their habitat. Acacias have small leaves that don't dry out as quickly as larger leaves would in the dry, hot months. The roots of an acacia grow very deep into the ground, which allows them to collect water from far underground when there is not much rainfall. And their sharp thorns help keep some animals from eating too many of the branches. These trees are right at home in this habitat. Animals living in the savanna have adapted to their habitat in many ways. Some animals, like the giraffe, have long, powerful legs so that they can quickly run away from predators, animals that hunt and kill other animals. Their long legs also help them travel long distances, searching for food. Can you imagine a rat like me keeping up with a giraffe or a zebra? Not a chance. Now there's a little bird that's been sitting on this giraffe the whole time I've been watching. This is the oxpecker. Oxpeckers perch on the backs of large animals. This oxpecker will use its sharp claws to hold on to the giraffe, who will hardly even know it's there. The giraffe and the oxpecker coexist. When two animals coexist, it means they live together peacefully. The oxpecker feeds on the fleas and ticks living on the giraffe's body, and warns the giraffe of any predators that might be trying to sneak up on it. In turn, the giraffe will let the oxpecker live on its back and provide the oxpecker food, fleas and ticks, and shelter and protection from predators. The oxpecker will spend most of its life on the giraffe's back. What a partnership! And so here I am back in all this tall grass, and I bet you recognize the black and white stripes of the zebras. Zebras are specially adapted to living in the savanna. They have strong, long legs that make them very good at outrunning lions and other predators. And the stripes on the zebra's legs and body don't just make it look pretty, they camouflage the zebra against the grass so that predators can't see it. Zebras eat the grass on the savanna, so they are herbivores. And they are my friend because I am a rat. Over there, I can see the largest land animal in the world. Can you guess what it is? The African elephant is very big and eats up to 400 pounds of trees and grass every day. That's about the same weight as 9 first graders. African elephants are adapted to the hot weather in the savanna. They have huge ears that they flap like fans to stay cool and keep away from bugs. They also have thick skin that protects them from branches and thorns. Do you see the trunk on the elephant? An elephant uses its trunk for all sorts of things. The trunk is, of course, an elephant's nose for breathing and smelling, but the trunk is also used like a hand for lifting things, gathering food, and even holding on to other elephants' tails. They also use their trunks to drink water. They suck up the water with their trunks and then put the water from the trunk into their mouths. They also use their trunks like a hose for showers and playtime. These animals are lions. Lions live in groups called prides. The females, or lionesses, do most of the hunting. They are carnivores that hunt zebras, elephants, and all kinds of other savanna animals. Most groups of lions have just 1 or 2 male lions. The male lion is huge and incredibly strong. Animals that are hunted by predators are called prey. One of lions' favorite prey to hunt and eat are zebras. Zebras try to use the camouflage of their stripes to hide in the grasses of the savanna so the lions will not see them. Up at the top of this tree, I can see and hear birds that are waiting for the lions to finish eating so they can have dinner. These birds are called vultures. A vulture is a scavenger, which, as you have learned, is an animal that eats leftovers. All of the animals and plants you've learned about so far are part of something we call the food chain, which is illustrated in this image. What do you see at the bottom of the picture? It is the savanna grass. The arrow points from the savanna grass to the zebra because the zebra eats the grass. The next arrow points from the zebra to the lion because, you guessed it, the lion eats the zebra. The next picture after the lion is a picture of the soil because eventually the lion dies and it becomes part of the soil. Then more grass grows out of that soil and that starts the whole chain over again. Next, I think we should head to a habitat that's a little closer to home and explore some plants and animals that might look quite familiar to us. But for now, I'm going to check out more wildlife. I will see you later.
Oh, poor Rattenborough. I hope he can stay out of the way of some of the animals that stomp around the savannah there. He is not camouflaged, you know. Anyway, in the read aloud you heard, the grasses are very hardy, which means they can survive the tough conditions of their habitat, long spells of dry, hot weather, as well as heavy rainfall and flooding. Say that word hardy. Yes, hardy. When something is hardy, it's pretty tough. Kind of imagine a plant growing in the crack of a rock at the top of one of the tallest mountains in New York. You would say that's a pretty hardy plant there. Or someone who goes out and it's 30 degrees, it's cold, but they have to work on stacking wood and they stack wood. That's a hardy thing to do. You know, something that takes a little bit more effort, you know? And certainly the plants that grow in desert places, the saguaro cactus, that has to be pretty hardy, huh? All right, I will be back tomorrow, and in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Don't forget to leave on Seesaw 2 things that you learned from today's lesson, at least 2 things.